Welcome back to RevScale YouTube channel. I haven't uploaded in a month or two. Been busy. Today we're going to go over how to think about strategy for a seven-figure brand. I'm just going to go over a game plan we made for a client that they liked and approved for all of their flows. So we're going to go over it. They're doing like 100, 200K a month. They're not huge. They're not like, super tiny, but they're not like super big either. So this will be an interesting exercise, and I'm like excited to kind of go through this, and so you can kind of see what it looks like in reality, kind of line by line, email by email, how you conduct, a recommended flow strategy for an e-commerce brand. So hit like, hit subscribe, lock in. Let's do this. Okay, so um, in thinking about doing this strategy, obviously we have to take a look at the website, look at the products, and kind of figure it out, right? And so obviously we talked to the customer and we got a lot of data from them. And so this is Booby Superfood. They are a lactation bar brand, okay? And so they have a suite of products based off where a woman is at in the stage of her life of being a mom. You have pregnancy, you have lactation, and you have raising a family, right? Their best-selling products are their lactation bars, which just helps with lactation. Notice that they have a one-time purchase and then a 5 boxes or 30 bars. And just thinking about this is already a exercise in understanding the customer journey. Someone tries a bar and then they go on subscription and they realize they need a bar every day because they need better lactation every day. So little things here are specific and wondering, on the surface level, you could think like, okay, why can't I just do 1 box every 30 days or 2 boxes every 60 days? But like, that's not how the product is meant to be used, right? With the protein powder, they've seen a lot of success buying people who buy in bulk, right? With these 3 tubs and save, and then you can change it here as well. So 80% of the sales are lactation bars and body protein powder, right? But then if you think about it, like you can only sell lactation for a certain amount of time before the mom starts producing milk, right? And so they have introduced a suite of products based on the stages of life a mom is at, and then thus that reflects into the customer avatars and how we speak about the brand, right? So we have products for pregnancy, right? When people are pregnant, they are dealing with intense hunger cravings, morning sickness, bloating. And so we have a bloating product. We have satiating meals products like this pregnancy kit, the protein powder. We have all types of like other powders for them, flavor boosts and other accessories, right? For lactation, we have the milk maker kit, right? We have bars. We have all these powders again, and then kind of like raising a family, right? We have the mom life kit, right? And so if you think about it, if most of their sales just go to bars and protein, all these other products are just AOV kickers, right? These are just little things that they added to just increase the average order value, increase the retention, the LTV of each and every one of their customers. So in me understanding what that meant, I had to ask those questions. What are your best sellers? What are people naturally buying after, right? Well, they're naturally going on subscription after. Naturally, they want to get some of these patterns if they're a mom, but if they're pregnant, they want this, right? So I started to kind of understand the point of these bundles, the point of the best sellers, okay? And then they have rewards programs too, right? And so we have to think and talk about that as well. So there's kind of a lot going on here. And so, yeah, I think this is an exercise, and as much as thinking about like emails, as much as it is thinking about the brand as a whole, right? Because the brand has a customer journey that's very natural, right? And they're reflecting that in this product ecosystem. And so we have to understand very deeply their customers and how they interact with the brand, and that will result in a very logical way in which we present the strategy, where the products and the communication are like very, very aligned. Because when we have the alignment, we have congruency. And when we have congruency, we're effectively able to make sales because people understand, like, and appreciate the communication that they're receiving, right? It looks like they're having a subscription sale right now too. And so, in understanding deeply the customer journey, the products resulting, and then the demographics, we can then cultivate on the back end how flow by flow we will be selling the products and communicating, right? So that's kind of so the agency is transitioning, kind of quasi transitioning from a more overview of flow strategy where we still kind of go like line by line with each individual email we're doing and the types of emails, to a combination of a visual approach so people can kind of see what we're doing, and then also a more technical approach where we can see the underlying triggers and just a little bit more detail for me and the entire team. So we kind of are playing with this, right? And so I made the decision to use zero party data in conducting like the welcome journey. Okay. And so all that means is we are going to be triggering different emails to target those different customer avatars, right? If we look at this client or really any type of brand, this is collecting zero party data. Zero party data is data that is collected on the website or through the customer's own submission that are attributes that we can collect to inform, communication preferences, marketing strategy, all that good stuff. So when someone clicks here, that gets, tagged into their profile, and then we can use that to create segments, to trigger flows. And so in this case, with this brand here, Scentless, these are angles that they're asking about. What different marketing angle or problem are they solving for that person, right? And then they can talk to them differently, or if they have different products, they only have one product, they communicate with them. So in the case of Booby Superfood, they have distinct demographics and products that relate to those demographics. So we are going to ask them that. In the pop-up, we're going to ask, what stage of life are you currently in? Pregnancy, lactation, mom life, not sure, thinking about it, right? And so that results in unique emails that are personalized in their journey. And you kind of have to pause for a second and ask, okay, does a brand really need this? Does a brand need a unique and personalized flow journey approach on the opt-in sequence? And to answer that, there's probably a certain revenue point where that makes sense, maybe 3, 4, 500K a month plus, and the avatars are starting to delineate more and more to the point where there's enough people where a generic welcome flow is doing, less of a correct way or less of a proper way, I guess, of serving them. Once you get enough people starting to personalize the approach, could have a net incremental revenue add-on effect. And so in the case of like Scentless, at a certain point, maybe we want to strip it out by those different angles and say like people don't resonate at all with the fact that they're going to smell, less like bad, right? They resonate with this angle instead. So let's just talk about that. But if it's not a revenue thing, say you have a supplement brand with male and female people, you don't want to sell, or a male and female gym brand, you don't want to sell bras to dudes. So it's kind of nice having a pop-up that can separate those demos for you, and then you can just talk about bras all day in the opt-in sequences, and then your other products after too. And so another thing you can do when you do use zero-party data is you can just split test a generic welcome flow that speaks about all your products, and a zero-party data personalized welcome flow where the first few emails are talking about specific products and messaging that is targeted towards that avatar. And then you can see what makes more money, right? And then you can see, was all this extra work worth it or not, right? And so that might be the best way to think about it too. And so I'm going to focus more on like the line by line strategy than like kind of the macro. Like, we have all these triggers and stuff like that, but just it's a zero party data welcome flow. Okay. And so for ZBT1, it's pregnancy. Therefore, and we have goals, and then we have like notes, right, for the team. So we have a welcome to the brand, a product recommendation, which is the protein powder, emphasizing pregnancy safe plus lactation safe brand by moms. which is their biggest selling point, by the way, and superfoods for every stage of motherhood, right? So I also give an angle, and then this second email is geared towards selling the pregnancy kit, right? Whereas I wouldn't do that before on a generic flow, right? And then the rest of these emails are actually going to be the same. All these are the same, 3 through 6, but the first two are more personalized, right? So zero party data 2 is lactation. And so obviously we're going to sell the lactation bars. We're going to sell the milk maker kit. Then we have mom life. So we're going to be selling educate like protein and like the all the powders and stuff, right? And then boom, we got a mom life kit, and then we go from there. So like when you think about doing your strategy, there's kind of a lot going on, especially if you have a bunch of SKUs. It's kind of easier if you just have one SKU, but if you have 10 SKUs, 20 SKUs, I work with brands that have tens of thousands of SKUs, right? And like furniture brands, and it's ultimate customization, right? And so you have to really think about what is the most efficient way to communicate with people that we have 50 colorways, right? Okay, let's sell the sample swatch kit and say, hey, we're going to send you a free sample almost in every single email, rather than trying to highlight a billion colors, which there's a strategy to do that too, right? By like types of leather, by types of cotton, hide, whatever, dude. You guys kind of, I think, understand what I'm saying. You really have to think about that customer journey and what is the most important things people need to know about with the brand, right? That's as simple as. So that's kind of the welcome flow. We got a generic website abandon. Okay, we have a product abandon that's personalized by product. So we're going to be filtering by the product name. And then it's just a better and deeper way to think about the product abandon. Core benefits, infographic, deeper dive. So we're hiding the protein powder, lactation bars, and then we just have like a normal generic one, right? So just personalizing the flows based off the best sellers. We have a window shopper flow, and I have tutorials for all these, by the way, but like we actually do them for the clients and execute them well. And we have the goals here, middle of funnel flow, attacking people on the fence to buy, and so the angles should, reflect that, right? We have an abandoned cart, we have abandoned checkout. And like this is all just very simple, very straightforward. We have, internally cadences that we're using on these flow strategies, right? Why does this say waffle flex? What is a waffle flex? So you can see on the shorter one, we have emails to send, and then, if it's a ZBD, like this is kind of the strategy. So we have like this, we have like templates, and then we kind of go off of it and we riff off of them like heavily based off what the customer actually needs, right? So anyway, we have that abandoned checkout, we got a post-purchase, split by first time versus recurring, right? So, first time versus recurring, we're talking to them differently. And then we're starting to talk about core brand tenets, mission, motto, starting to like upsell them, right? Talking about subscriptions, right? Bundles, ambassador program, right? So with the post-purchase flow, like people, you're getting them excited to order, and then you're like kind of lightly introducing them to other parts of the brand, right? Like they aren't almost quite ready to buy again from you. Like maybe they are that excited and you can push products, which is fine, but it's also great to think about like as they start to understand more, and like they care more about the brand because they just gave you money. So like they're really paying attention, and so you can start to talk about the ambassador program, the loyalty rewards program, these cool subscription programs you have, your Instagram social media presence, like that you guys actually like give a shit about your customer and stuff like that. So cross sells and upsells, really, really important to understand, right? The goal is to cross sell related products inside a category or complementary products outside the category that enhance their customer experience. For example, someone selling watch bands may want a watch a watch case, a watch cleaner, etc. We should be thinking thoughtfully and asking what natural cross sells are for. Use hero products for the products X through Z. Use products under AOV or natural products that complement the purchase. This can include multiple products inside an email. Careful with aligning the products cross-sell with a natural customer journey. So like we can't really see the data unless we ask the client, or they can, they can parse through Shopify. What are people naturally buying after they buy a specific product, right? And what should you be cross-selling? What is a cross-sell, right? If you buy a bestseller product, you buy a protein powder, you want to kind of sell, individual packets, right? You want to sell things that are under the AOV. If the AOV is $80 and they say they bought something that was like $40 or $50, right? If the average order value is X, you want to be able to hit X through cross-selling all these other complementary products that suit it, right? They bought a watch, sell them a watch case. They bought protein powder, sell them like a whisker, smoothie kit or something. Sell them daily use packets, right? And we can see what we kind of decided on doing, right? So for lactation bars, introduce complementary products plus subscriptions. Okay, protein, hydration, subscriptions, right? If you bought protein, you're probably going to love our other bestsellers, which are, or if you bought lactation bars, you basically, some of these avatars can buy everything. Some of them can't, right? Like a woman who's pregnant can't buy a lactation bar because like they're not lactating yet. So like that doesn't make sense to sell. Right, and so we know if they're lactating, they can buy other stuff. So we're introducing newer products. Okay, so protein, it makes sense to we just focus. So hydration and flavor boost. So protein has these flavor scoops. So like you can add flavor boosts of like chocolate. Like that is the most obvious cross sell either, right? So yeah, introduce complementary products. And that's very different from the upsell. And upsell, it probably logically makes more sense. It's just buying bulk of stuff, right? Lactation bars, subscriptions, milk maker, bundles, right? Protein, subscriptions or bundles, right? Hydration, subscriptions, and then a giant bundle push, right? So very natural. Review request, win back, back in stock flow. Let's see. The only thing we really need to add is a sunset flow. So, yeah, I mean, not that many flows, but more than your average email marketer. I see a lot of people just do like 4 or 5 flows and then they think they're good. And so this doesn't include, they have close to like 40 or 50 flows that aren't being even reflected on here. We have subscription flows we're setting up for them. We have Wonderment shipment flows for whenever it's triggered, like like shipping, tracking, stuff like that. We have loyalty rewards flows with associate ESP. So that's like 10 or 15 flows a row just on the loyalty program. So yeah, I mean, and honestly, those are probably like their own videos too, because those are a combination of playbooks we're using that are mostly templates on Klaviyo and the third-party apps, right? So like this is just like the beginning, if you will. So yeah, I think this is like pretty concise, pretty thorough. We're gonna take this strategy. The client approved it. They loved it actually. There's almost no notes. So we're doing something right. We're now going to send this to the copywriters and designers, and they're going to start cultivating them, right? And so in the meantime, we actually have started building a design system, right? So at the same time, we are going to be kind of putting their brand guidelines into a very specific system where we can drag and drop and make these emails and these strategies really come to life, right? And so this is kind of the onboarding phase, and this is the strategy phase. This is like, we're starting to get things really moving for this brand and really building like a truly like solid, retention channel that like wasn't really focused on with them before. So yeah, that's pretty much it there. 20-minute video, got a lot done. We thought about, the business model, we thought about marketing strategy, we thought about communication, demographics, customer avatars, natural product positioning strategies, pretty medium to advanced, marketing strategies. Like I said, this wasn't a big brand. We can get way crazier, honestly, with the flow strategy. So yeah, I think covered like a pretty good amount. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you want me to do the same thing for your brand, check me out. Check my website, www.rev-scale.com. Rev Scale, that's the agency. Follow me on Twitter, maxgrant__. Let me know what you want to see next. Please like this video, subscribe, comment, tell me what you like, what you hated, what you want to see next. I'm gonna try to like pump out videos. So just like help me keep me motivated. Thank you so much. Peace.